everybody, today is July 30th and I am out in the garden and I am absolutely amazed at what has happened in this garden in the last week or two. It's just unbelievable how much food is being produced out here. These plants got such a late start and everything was just not going so great, and now all of a sudden there is I gotta get out of here, there's a big bug. There's like the pepper plants are just loaded with peppers. They're everywhere. They're all over. Tomatoes, I can't believe how many tomatoes there are. The dill has really blossomed and it's big. These are like great big giant heads of dill. They're just beautiful. Tomatoes are what I'm most happy about. I came over here. I hadn't really been paying much attention to these tomatoes because they haven't looked the greatest. But I came over here and there's a whole bunch of Jersey Devil tomatoes growing all over. I love these. They're just so different and unique. So I was really excited about that. And the fact that there's just so many on these plants. They're the weirdest looking tomatoes and they're good. So I really like those. Cucumbers, I put trellises up for them. Hopefully they climb them. More today, I know I keep talking about the weeds because there's so many, but today it's the bugs are really getting to me today. There's a lot of bugs out here and really kind of icky bugs. Like I just found one, I don't know the second name, it's like an Apharia something that starts with an A bug. I can't even pretend to try and say that name. But it's a fly, and I guess it's harmful to humans because it has a big, ugly bite. So it was big. It was probably close to an inch long. Really ugly looking thing. And gnats. I have a gazillion gnats out here this year. Little tiny, I think they're gnats. Maybe they're not. They're just these little teeny tiny bugs, and they keep landing like all over my arms. Look at all these beans in here. There's like a ton of beans in here. So it's like really exciting. I can't believe how much is out here already. Just for what a slow start we had here because of the weather. That's mostly why I'm so surprised about this. I don't know if these plants have any tomatoes yet. Oh yeah, there's one little one. There's a couple little tomatoes on there. So those are just starting. The corn is over there. That's kind of starting to grow. I don't think we're gonna get corn this year, but we might. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I did finally get all of the soft neck garlic pulled out. That's when I was getting all the bugs. They're like really annoying. Like the mosquitoes like come up and buzz in your ear. Some of the flies will just buzz around your head. So it's just really kind of obnoxious bugs. But I did find one useful thing for the thistles. Let me see if I can find any. There were some over here yesterday, and I'm like, I guess thistles are good for one thing. I don't see any right now, though. Oh, here's some little plant. Japanese beetles. Do you see that in there? I'm finding them all over the thistles. So thistles, Japanese beetles, if they want to hang out together, that would be great. Oh, here's some. Here. There's a whole bunch right here. See them all? There's like layers of them. And if you look at them really close, you can see that they all have those little white larvae on them. That is something that they've released the last couple years. It's fly larvae. And I guess not all, most of these have them. But if you see them, you don't want to kill those Japanese beetles that they have the white around them, because that's the fly larva that's going to kill the Japanese beetles. So, you know how they release the Japanese beetles to kill the Asian ladybugs? Yeah, so the next one now is the flies. I can't stand flies, so I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not real excited about having flies, more flies, because I already have a ton because of the barn. So I'm not real excited about that, but I also don't like these Japanese beetles because they're eating all my plants. But the fact that they're all over the thistles and not my plants, I'm okay with that. So I might I'm gonna eventually cut down those thistles, but for now they can stay. Okay, I'm not having much luck with my zucchini this year. There is one in here. It's tiny and it does not look like it's getting any bigger, so I don't know if it was not fertilized. Everybody always complains that they have too much zucchini, and I just can't seem to get zucchini right now. These tomatoes, the compost tomatoes, doing great. They really are doing good. I don't know about these little teeny tiny ones. Oh yeah, grasshoppers. I have so many grasshoppers. I mean, like, there is a lot. They're everywhere. And crickets. I do get a lot of crickets, but grasshoppers, I'll tell you if I see one here. Like, every time I walk around, they leap all over. But no, these tomatoes really are doing great out here, so I finally put towers on all of them because I decided that they don't look like they're going to die anytime soon, and they're going to flourish. So I do have towers on them now. The cabbage, oh, there goes one of the grasshoppers. Yeah, there's some kale that was a volunteer kale from last year. And then these cabbages. Let me go see if I can find this. I have to tell you, my grasshoppers here, if you've ever seen like the new Jurassic Park movies where they have those giant grasshoppers, yeah, I think they got those out of my yard. Okay, you gotta look. It is, let me see if I can zoom in to where it is. Here it is, right here. And the thing is huge. It's like a gray color. Yeah, there. So yeah, that's the kind of grasshoppers I have, and some of them are like huge, like 4 inch. They'll be like 4 inches long at least. It's really kind of creepy. They're just really big and ugly, and there's just like armies of them. Okay, and then I have another bug buzzing in my ear. I think this was kale that I planted. So this was funny. I planted this kale so early in the year, like super early, like end of March, early April. See how tiny it is? Yeah, it's just not growing. There's like one, that one's even tinier. And then there's this one that actually is like doing something at least. But those have been in here that long and they just don't grow. They just sit there. I like keep thinking I'm gonna do something in here, but then I'm like, oh wait, I have kale growing in there. So I could add more kale, like bigger kale, because I do still have some in the greenhouse that's a little bigger. It's quite a bit bigger, so maybe I'll put that in this bed. This bed, I'm gonna do what I did with those. I'm gonna put down some cardboard here. I think I'm hopefully gonna put down a lot of cardboard here, and then dump the compost on it and put some more tomato plants in it, because I have enough tomatoes to fill up probably 3 more beds. So I just have to figure out what I'm doing with it. I'm gonna put some in planters on my deck because they're all doing really well. I have them up on my deck growing up there, and they're just doing really good. So I would like to get some in the ground though. So I'm gonna do that with the compost. Hopefully I'll get to that this weekend. I should have time. I'm pretty busy Saturday, but maybe Sunday I'll be able to do that. And I also want to go through the whole entire garden and weed whack down all the beds that I'm not using. So that's going to be a chore. That's like you got to put on full body armor for that. Seriously. Like it'll be like 90 degrees and I'll have to have jeans on like a coat with a tight fitting hood and safety glasses. I'll try and get a hat on. Even though I have the hood up, I still want a hat. Yeah, and if I have a mask anywhere to put over my mouth or a bandana or something, I'll probably even do that. Because when you whack all this stuff, especially these thistles, like they just come flying at you, and it's just really uncomfortable. And I've gotten really bad ticks on my head from doing that. So that'll be a big thing to do. But like all of this needs to get cut down. Most of it I'll use the weed whacker. Some of it might be too big for the weed whacker at this point. But like all of this stuff in there, that I'm just gonna weed whack it all down for now. Yeah, like any of these empty beds, like this middle one here. If I can get enough cardboard to put over some of these, then I might be able to put the compost in them. and just kind of do that and see what happens for next year. I still haven't decided. And like I said, once I do decide, I'll probably change my mind and, you know, decide 15 other things before then. So I can't tell you what I'm going to do because I don't really know yet. These, I'm going to put towers on these because they're looking pretty good too. Look at how good that one's looking. It's looking really good. It's getting green on top. That's what I always look for, is just to make sure that the new leaves are coming in and they're nice bright green. And they are. Maybe not as bright as I would like to see them, but good enough for now. I'll probably fertilize them. Tomorrow's Friday. I usually try to stick to fertilizer Friday. Not every Friday, usually every other Friday, but if I can't remember, then I just do it every Friday. But I try and do that on Fridays just so I'm not doing it like crazy whenever. So, all right, so I guess not much has changed. It's just bugs. Bugs are terrible. The funny thing with these bugs, as terrible as they are, they're not really killing the plants. I have had a lot of problems with that in the past. So I should probably knock on wood, right? Because so far they haven't done anything. They have not. So I don't know if it's just that there's enough predators and prey, you know, how that goes, if they're just eating everything. And so that's why I'm not having to worry about it as much this year. Just the Japanese beetles. That's really the only thing that has done a ton of damage. They've eaten like entire raspberry bushes that they've eaten those. Yeah, so they're the biggest problem to me. I mean, they're everywhere this year. Look at, they're even on this milkweed right here. See, there he is, right there. So they're just everywhere. It's really not good. So, but like I said, the plants are all looking great. So I don't think they're not eating. I don't think I've found any plants that they're really eating. The cabbage, maybe. The cabbage always gets eaten though because I have slugs. So I think that's the worst damage I have. See, I always get holes in my cabbage. So that's kind of a bummer. But that's the only plant I know of that's actually really gotten bug damage so far. So, all right, let me know how your bugs are. Do you have a lot of bugs where you are? Are they really bad this year? Are they actually damaging your plants? I mean, I'm worried about the grasshoppers starting to eat the plants though, because usually they do a lot of damage, and there's so many this year. Yeah, I even got the strawberries, and my strawberries that I have up in my green stalk, the Japanese beetles have completely eaten them, and they're eating the strawberries now too. When they started, they were only eating the leaves, but now it's the strawberries too. So I'm really bummed about that because I had a lot of beautiful strawberry plants in there. I mean, I could dig some up out of here and put them up there, but we'll see. I do have the little berry cups, so maybe if I get some new plants, I can just pull some of the bad ones out and replace them. But that's been the worst so far, is those beetles. So, all right, I'm gonna go for now. That's it for today. Bye.